Good morning, YouTubers. It's Leanne Mazaran on YouTube. Thank you for coming to my channel. Today's topic is spirituality in our life. And I chose this topic today because it's a beautiful sunrise here in Florida. Still in the Thanksgiving weekend. It's the day after Black Friday. Yesterday I did a post about Black Friday and about how much we consume and do you really need all that stuff. And today I want to talk to you about spirituality in your life. Whatever that means to you. Some of us are religious practitioners of various faiths. Some of us are atheists, don't believe in God. Some of us are agnostics, trying to decide if God exists. Others are Buddhists, celebrating the oneness of everything without a specific God at the forefront necessarily. Hindus have many, many gods. So there's lots of religions in our contemporary society. And I chose that topic today because this is the shirt I put on this morning. I don't know if you can see it. It says, Namaste in bed. And I picked that one because the word Namaste is something that has become more and more popular in the American culture, especially among yoga practitioners. It's something that is typically said at the end of a yoga class. And it's performed as a slight bow with your hands pressed together near your heart. Fingers pointing up. So kind of like that near your heart. Like that. Together. But I have to hold the camera. Anyway, literally, Nama means bow. As, Namas, as means I, and te means you. Literally, I bow to you. More formally, it translates in a religious sense of, I honor the divine in you. And a lot of us in America may go to our yoga classes without even realizing or knowing what Namaste really means when we say it. And that's because we're not really aware of the divine in anybody as we walk through this world. A lot of us say, Namaste in bed. Which I thought was really funny, which is why I bought this shirt last year in Madison, Wisconsin when I was visiting. We just sort of walk through life, on autopilot, doing our routines, getting our cars, getting our groceries, buying our stuff, and taking very little time sometimes to really think about the meaning of life. What is our role? What is our higher purpose? What are we really doing here? What brings us joy? Which rules do we follow? Do we follow any rules? Do we make up our own rules? Do we have some synthesis of these many different competing rules? And that seems to be what turns a lot of people off from spirituality, is because it's so encased in a religion, a dogmatic religion many times, with lots of rituals and routines and practices and stories, ancient stories sometimes that don't make a lot of sense to us nowadays, don't relate to our modern world. Religions exclude a lot of groups of people who are in many ways, very loving and very worthy, but who are breaking some rule. And so they can't be part of the whole, of the body anymore. And this confuses a lot of us. It confuses many people, makes them turn their backs, makes them feel like they're being legislated to in terms of their religion. And particularly in this country, which is the land of the free and the home of the brave, it's kind of counterintuitive to, what we sort of believed is our birthright, which is to be free and be free to worship what we want to. But within our organized religions, there is not a lot of freedom, or there hasn't been. And as a result, many people left, or they don't really practice. I mean, they might show up now and then for high holidays or, holy days or whatever, certain rituals and feasts that are big, just like coming to vote every 4 years. You can say I voted and then not really care the rest of the year. And sometimes that's not a bad thing, because really, I'd like to think that we're more concerned with our spirituality on a personal level, that it has some kind of meaning in our daily lives, that we're talking to spirit or source energy or God or however, it manifests for you in your life. But the important point that I'm trying to make here is asking yourself, do you have any form of spirituality in your life? Do you have anything other than yourself to live for? Or maybe anything other than your kids or your paycheck or your poodle? I'm not saying do you have a cause. I'm not saying are you a martyr? Are you selfless? Are you Mother Teresa? Martin Luther King. I'm not saying go out and start a revolution. That's not what I mean. I just mean, does your life have a sense of joy and purpose to it? Have you found your higher purpose? Is there something beyond yourself that you're doing to enrich this world, this life experience, this physical manifestation of our spiritual beings? The way I look at it, and this is just my personal view, but we are all divine in our own way when we came here on earth. And many of us get really twisted around while we're here, really twisted around to where we can't find our center, and the center doesn't hold, and we explode or we splatter all over the wall. We just throwing stuff up in the air and seeing what sticks. And there's no purpose. There's not a consciousness of love. And to me, my higher purpose, my spirit, my soul, I guess, wants to love. It's most comfortable in a sense of love. It's ready and willing to offer and give love where it can. So many times this gets mistranslated into, well, love is only right if it's inside of these rules. Love, if you really mean it for the world, is, a life of selflessness and becoming a monk. And I think those are real extremes to this point of view that I'm trying to propose here. In the same way that you don't need to become a priest to be a spiritual Catholic. If you don't have the light inside your life and you're just speaking words and going through rituals and bowing and saying amen and putting money in the collection plate every week or every year or whenever you go, if you go, that's kind of missing some of the meaning of it. It's meant to take it out into your life and be part of a larger body of love. In my mind, God is love. And the days of the punishing God, the vengeful God, I think those are, in some ways, man's interpretation so that man can control other man. I think that God is love, and we are one, and we come forth into our physical bodies from a divine place of pure love and light. And that is what I want to leave you with today as a thought on spirituality versus religion, I guess, and ask you if you're going forth in your life, bringing spirit with you, or if, like many of us, you're on autopilot and you're just gonna Namaste in bed. So, a little humor on a very serious subject. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for joining me. Please subscribe to my channel. Okay, I'm out. Namaste.